Hi there. Today I'd like to give an introduction on machine learning, abbreviated ML. Now, machine learning is a subset of artificial intelligence, which has to do with computers being able to replace human function, human thought. But what machine learning is, in its essence, is statistically driven formulas that, when applied to data, can produce useful, usable insights. They can be used for a number of things. I'm going to mention four of the main applications briefly, and then I will do a separate video on each one. So the first application of machine learning is forecasting. So a good way to think of forecasting is how to take information in the past to predict the future. So if you have a business and you're trying to determine what supplies you're going to need for the next week, you could guess. You could look at your past history, or you could apply something more sophisticated, have a computer run a machine learning model that can give you a more accurate forecast of everything that you'll need. The next example is recommendation engines. Think shopping, think Amazon. When you put something in your cart, it automatically recommends something. How does it know to do that? That's machine learning using recommendation engines in order to do that. The next one is pattern recognition. Pattern recognition can mean a number of different things. It can mean voice, it can mean images, it could be handwriting, it could be video. Think Siri and how Siri tries to understand, sometimes not so successfully, your voice. Machine learning is involved in trying to figure that out. And the last one I'll talk about is anomaly detection. That's where it tries to identify things that are not normal, such as credit card fraud. So when you make purchases that seem out of the ordinary, that'll raise a flag. And the machine learning will try to determine, is this enough of a variation that warrants attention? So those are the four main applications I'll be talking about in future videos. Now, one last thing I want to talk about with machine learning is there's really two different types of machine learning. The first one is what's called supervised machine learning. And what that means is that you give the machine learning algorithm data which you've already tested out. You've already identified what this should be, what's the correct answer. And what you're trying to do is train the algorithm to understand it and then test it and come up with the best alternative. The other option is called unsupervised. Now that's more advanced, but that's where you do not give any instructions to your computer as to what is correct and what's not. It allows it to figure it out on its own. That one's used for slightly different applications than supervised, but is very powerful in that it doesn't involve as much human interaction. So that is my introduction to the different aspects of machine learning. And I'll be covering more in future videos. Until then, have a blessed day.